Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. 8-6 the score after 1. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now they'll toss to Jones running left. And he'll be taken down at the 18. A pickup of 7 there, but they'll still have 12 yards to go on 3rd down. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Stepping up. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Ball a lot, and that time he was loose with it, had it knocked free.
He always has to think to himself that there's always going to be traffic around because of what you just said. Not that elusive, not going to get into the open field very often. Remember, he's not going to be people around.
That good for 22 and a 1st down.
1st down, New Orleans.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Breeze. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down. That fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Breeze. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL, and all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Now Breeze on the bootleg. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Breeze now to throw. Going with a screen for Murray. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And Lutz puts this one through. And they're going to take the lead here as it's now 9-8. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
The ball carrier.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Rodgers going to throw. Escaping the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was trying to find Equanimous St. Brown, and it's 2nd down. Yeah, with that incompletion, want to remind you, inspired by ongoing conversations with players, the NFL launched NFL Votes to empower and improve our communities through exercising the right to vote. Join the NFL family by making your game plan today and making your voice heard this November. Visit NFL.com/votes to learn more.
Brandon, I've already voted. One of the great honors of being an American citizen is the right to vote.
Now it's Rodgers. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. Down to the 25. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. That is caught inside the 5. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 times. 1st and goal. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. On the sneak, Rodgers fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We'll give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Zadarius Smith able to get him down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
At the 6-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. Kamara's got the 1st down and then some. There he goes right side. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Saints take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. He'll have a first down past the 40. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Yeah, touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead.
Will Lutz lining up for the point after.
He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Packers take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
About Green Bay offense at the line. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down in the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
38-yard line.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And his throw is incomplete. The veteran tight end Mercedes Lewis, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Let's take a quick peek ahead, Charles, to Week 8 as we near the halfway point of the season already. You know, for the Steelers, I'm looking at them, and it's kind of out of the frying pan into the fire because they go straight from the tough road win at 5-0 Tennessee to another tough road game, this one at 5-1 Baltimore, and they're coming off their open week, the Baltimore Ravens. Let's see, what else here on the docket are you looking forward to? And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
All right, let's go ahead and just add it up here. Their last 3 drives, 2 fumbles and an interception. Somewhere, to paraphrase one of the great coaches of the NFL, they're asking on that sideline, what the heck is going on out there?
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
On the carry for New
That's a
Orleans.
really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their...
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Packers' D comes up with a big stop. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up first and 10, just shy of the 30. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all. You name it, he's a big-time guy you have to block.
On second down now, it's Jones.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he's struggling. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
Brings up
Here we go on fourth down with Rodgers. And that's complete to Lewis. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on fourth down.
at the 44-yard line.
On play action, now Rodgers. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up.
Well, Charles, I want to pose a question for you. It's a tough question. It's not really something you can win, but I suppose you also can't go wrong. You know, there's so many great young quarterbacks in the league. I'll give you two rookies and a second-year guy, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray. If you're starting a franchise tomorrow, which one of those three do you think you'd take?
Oh, really? That's how you're going to go about it? Okay, I like that one. Tell you what, here's how I would answer that one, and I mean it sincerely. I would take any of the three, but Kyler Murray gives me a few extras that I find hard to turn down with his ability to run and make big plays in the open field with his feet.
On play action, it's Rodgers. On the crossing route, complete. That's Adams. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers get a score closer. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. Lambeau. Quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, there are two scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs.
It's a big play there for the Saints. 43 yards. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's is knocked away and incomplete. Kevin King, the former Washington Husky, there defensively. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. A 10th carry for Kamara. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. On the counter, here's Kamara. But the recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a 1st down. Breeze going to throw. The quick slant caught. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Throwing now is Breeze. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50. 30. Past the 20. And they will score. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
And this is caught. So they took a chance, but they are back within a single point here in the 4th.
23. Packers 22.
So they throw the pick six. And now, as this one's in the air. And this has been all that we'd hoped for. 2 of the game's all-time great QBs slugging it out in a 1-score game here in the 2nd half. 1st and 10. They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Second and 10.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
And the lead is up to 15 now.
Makes the score Saints 37, Packers 22.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot. This one's in the air. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
No gain on the play there. Second down. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up second and 10. Again, it's Kamara. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
So this one a victory here for New Orleans, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, they're